My name is Francis Edwards. I was an Olympic torch bearer on the 24th of June 2012 and I carried the torch in Hare Hills, Leeds from Sutherland Road down to Torry Drive. I was nominated to carry the torch by a charity called EST, the Elizabeth Svensson Trust, and they are a charity who rehabilitate and rescue donkeys and then train them up to give riding therapy lessons to disabled children. I was one of their first clients when they opened a centre in Leeds, and I'm now back there doing part-time voluntary work. I was just shocked, if I'm honest. I didn't really know what to feel at first. I felt privileged, obviously, and honoured. And in the weeks leading up to carrying the torch, I was being approached by all kinds of people wanting to interview me, wanting to film me. And I suddenly realised what it's like to be a celebrity. But when the actual day came, I was nervous at first, but then as soon as I got out there onto that road and started driving, I just loved every minute of it. Well, I was faced with a load of floats, transporting cheerleaders and people down the streets who were part of the many sponsors of those who were carrying the torch, because obviously you have your individual sponsor, and they were all communicating with the crowd, telling them to get behind and give support to the next torch bearer. As soon as I came off that bus, I was just surrounded by people cheering me on and saying hello to me and trying to photograph me, and it was just unbelievable. And unbelievable to have so many people who you don't even know and you haven't even met just turning out to support you. It's a magical occasion. When I carried the torch, something rather strange happened that I was frankly unaware of at first. As my grandma came to congratulate me and came to try to run along with me, basically, she accidentally set her hair on fire from the torch. I had no idea this was happening until I found out later on. You can see one of the security guards putting her hair out, basically, because it could have quite easily spread. I know it wasn't funny at the time, but looking back at it, it was the most hilarious thing to see on national television. Seeing a member of your family with their hair on fire. I watched the Olympics on TV, but spent a week down at the Paralympics, and that was absolutely just amazing. I loved every minute of it. I think my favourite sport was probably wheelchair basketball, and then came wheelchair fencing, because it was absolutely raucous as a sport. I thought it'd be all dignified and very polite, whereas it was like being a football match. Generally, the whole experience was just lovely, really. I even managed to see Ellie Simmons swim in her final swim, I think it was, and that was also amazing to see someone on the TV, and then to go down there to the aquatic centre, be there live to witness her swimming in her final race. There were so many highlights of the Paralympics, and those were just 3 of them. Yes, I have kept my torch. I would never dream of not having my torch unless it was for charitable means, because it's such a priceless object. I keep my torch on a stand in my bedroom by my desk, so it's always there, so I can always look at it and feel proud and transport myself back in time, back to that day and back to that afternoon. It's a lovely, lovely piece of architecture.